Hi, everybody. My name is Joe Cronin from the Joe Cronin Show. Of course, we are a comedy show here. But I'm going to be talking about this situation with Joe Rogan. Now, on my main channel on YouTube, of course, we have 60,000 and above subscribers. But here on Corrupted channel, we only have about 9,000 subscribers. But I need to talk about this Twitter situation because I'm banned for life on Twitter. And I would just like to see how my situation applies to this, since I am, once again, banned for life on Twitter. Tried to make a public Twitter, taken down. I even had a family member who lives in my house try to make an account for themselves, or actually tried to log on to their account, and they were banned because they believed it was me, even though it's not me. And they wondered what the hell was going on, and I said, I bet you it's because I'm banned for life that now you can't have one. And that's what Twitter does. But Jack Dorsey goes back on the Joe Rogan Show, and I'd love to hear what they have to say. I'm going to go in quite biased, believing that what they are going to say is horse crap. Because, once again, I am banned for life on Twitter for saying MTV hates white people. MTV came out with a video crapping all over white guys, white men, and saying mansplaining and you guys suck and all these other things. So I made a joke and tweeted, MTV hates white people. Within 3 minutes, I was taken down and banned from Twitter for that tweet. That is the tweet that got me in trouble, and I am banned for life from this so-called public space where everybody should have a voice. So let's talk about the Joe Rogan experience here. Let's show some of this.
When I was physically threatened on Twitter, you guys refused to take down the tweet. And I showed up in Berkeley and someone physically threatened me because they were encouraged to. When I was in Venezuela, I was physically threatened by a high-profile individual, 10,000 people tweeting at me, you guys do nothing. Right? So I guess there's the obvious question of why does it always feel like your policies are going one direction politically? You say it's about behavior. You said it several times already. But I've got tons of examples of that not being the case.
And you will always be able to find those examples.
Yeah, examples where you guys were alerted multiple times and did nothing. Like when Antifa doxed a bunch of law enforcement agents, some of the tweets were removed, but since September, this tweet is still live with a list of private phone numbers, addresses, yet Kathy Griffin, she's fine. The guy who threatened the lives of these kids in Covington and said, lock them in the school and burn it down, you did nothing. I mean, he got suspended to take his tweets down. Was he banned for threatening the lives of kids? Absolutely not.
So, again, we have, and I'm happy to talk about all these details, we have our policies that are meant to protect people. And they're meant to enable free expression as long as you're not trying to silence somebody else.
They're meant to enable free expression as long as you're not trying to silence anyone else. She continuously says that they don't want, that their biggest concern is that you are trying to silence somebody else. What? That is not their biggest concern. Their biggest concern is silencing you. I wasn't trying to silence anybody by saying MTV hates white people in a tweet. How in the world is that trying to silence anybody? For saying that joke or that sarcastic comment or that maybe true comment, for saying that comment, I was silenced. You silenced me from your platform for saying MTV hates white people. Which was a joke. I'm not even into this fucking political crap at that time. It was just funny. I am banned for life. I assume because you perceived me to be a Republican right-wing person. I am not. Used to be a liberal. Now I'm never going to be one again because you're crazy. I think for myself, and I'm independent now. But it doesn't matter because I saw you banning all these right-wing people. And I'm like, listen, I don't agree with all these right-wing people either, but you're banning them. Why are you silencing people? If you're good and you know and you believe in what you believe is real and true, and you know you'll win eventually, you'll win the day, good will triumph. You don't win by silencing everybody. So you assumed me to be right-wing, and that's why I'm banned for life. I assume by my comment that MTV hates white people. And she says that the only thing they don't want to do is they don't want people to be able to silence people on Twitter. But that's what you did to me.
Now, we take a variety of different enforcement.
Fine. The guy who threatened the lives of these kids in Covington and said, lock them in the school and burn it down, you did nothing. I mean, he got suspended, he had to take his tweets down. Was he banned for threatening the lives of kids? Absolutely not.
So, again, we have, and I'm happy to talk about all these details. We have our policies.
If you say that you thought Sandy Hook was a hoax, and then later say, I was wrong, you're banned for life on Twitter. But if you call for living kids to be killed, it's okay.
That are meant to protect people. And they're meant to enable free expression as long as you're not trying to silence somebody else. Now, we take a variety of different enforcement mechanisms around that. Sometimes you get warned. Sometimes your tweet is forced to be deleted. It's a very rare occasion where we will outright suspend someone without any sort of warning or any sort of ability to understand what happened.
What did?
Hello, hi, I'm right here. Little old me. It's very like rare that we'll ban somebody outright and we'll never tell you what, and we'll never let you get back. And MTV hates white people. Banned for life. At Joe Cronin Show. At Joe Cronin Show on Twitter. Banned for life. Try to make a new name for my comedy Twitter account. Lost 36,000 followers. I lost connections in the wrestling business. I lost connections in Hollywood. People that I knew, that I had numbers to, that the only way we really corresponded was through DMs. Now, granted, I was not a saint on Twitter. I was not politically correct. In fact, I made jokes that were out there. But never was I told, please stop doing this or you're going to be banned. At the time, I saw Twitter as like a free-for-all. Everybody was saying crazy shit everywhere. I love everybody. I don't want anybody to be hurt. I don't really troll, but I make wild jokes and very adult and mature, and I say kind of some insane shit on Twitter, especially back then because, my online persona isn't really me. I don't feel like that. If I say like, I hope everybody dies on that ship, it's probably a joke. My point is, if you tell me, listen, even though that's a joke, you're going to be banned if you keep saying things like this, I'd be like, oh shit, like, I better not do that anymore. I didn't know that MTV hates white people was a horrific thing to say that would get me banned for life, because you said it barely ever happens here, but it happened to me. I didn't even swear. There was no death, no swear, just an opinion, but it was a joke anyway. MTV's like probably owned by white people. White Jewish people own MTV, I think. I don't know. Maybe it's white Christian people. I don't know. But I'm banned for life. Everything this woman has said so far has pissed me off.
What did you guys do with Kathy Griffin when she was saying she wanted the names of those young kids wearing the MAGA hats at the Covington High School kids?
Yeah, that's a great example, Joe. So in that particular case,
that's a great example, Joe. Everything is great example. Great, that's a great question. It's funny, I saw Bernie Sanders in an interview recently on The Breakfast Club, and everything he started with was, very good question, great question, great question. I actually liked the interview, and I said, Bernie sounds really cool here, I like it. But now that I think about it, I think he's a lying scumbag, because I think everybody who starts, good question, that's a great question. I think what they're really saying is, let me think about that for a second, you fucking asshole. Wow.
Our doxing policy really focuses on posting private information, which we don't consider names to be private. We consider your home address, your home phone number, your mobile phone number, those types of things to be private.
Which people can get once you put out someone's actual name, I guess, right? Okay.
So in that particular case, we took what I think now is probably a very literal interpretation of our policy and said that that was not a doxing incident.
Do you think that was an error?
I think that it was short-sighted, and given the context of what was going on.
Yeah, it's a little short-sighted since, you can say, I want the names of these 16-year-old boys, and I want to burn their fucking school down. but you're still on Twitter. But Joe Cronin, MTV hates white people. Banned for life. Jack Dorsey and whoever this fucking girl is, I want you to look me in the eyes and tell me that you're not fucking stupid as shit. This is, what was it, 2 years ago that I created that second account? Spent 6 months getting all my followers back on Twitter, trying to get in contact with people again, and then they banned that name. Hey, at Twitter, we're going to go back and make sure that people aren't skipping their bans so we can make sure that we ban people who are supposed to be banned, and you're one of them and you're banned for life again. IP banned. Thanks. Thanks for banning my family member, too, who had nothing to do with anything that I did, that had their own phone, their own Twitter account. They're banned for life, too, because I said MTV hates white people, but we can talk about burning little kids down in a church, or burning kids down in a school, or Kathy Griffin's going to kill the president. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I mean, in my opinion, everything goes. It's the Wild West. I wouldn't ban almost anybody unless people were like harassing the shit out of you in a real way, like really harassing you, like doxing you and saying to go get them and stuff like that. You are banned. You cannot do that. You know, threatening your life over and over again, stuff like that. Yes, you know, eventually you're going to get banned for that. Sending vagina pictures to like young people on Twitter, that's weird. You know, things like that. But this is all just goofy shit. I don't get it.
On there,
I think they police stuff too much. For some people, they over police, and then for other people, they just go ahead.
If I was doing this all over again, I would probably ask my team to look at that through the lens of what was the purpose behind that tweet. And if the purpose was, in fact, to identify these kids to either dox them or abuse and harass them, which it probably was, then we should be taking a more expansive view of that policy and including that type of content.
Especially considering the fact they're minors. I mean,
Exactly.
I would think that right away that would...
Nope. If you say, like, I want the names of these minors, I want the pictures of these minor kids, I want their whatever, I want to hurt them, nothing happens. But Joe Cronin, little old me, tweets at a giant corporation like MTV, who everybody was mad at the time, and I tweet them, MTV hates white people. Wow. I need to be banned for life.
Would
Exactly.
be the approach. So this is a trial and error, sort of learn and move on with new information sort of a deal.
Absolutely. We're going to learn. We're going to make a ton of mistakes. We're trying to do this with hundreds of millions of accounts all around the world, numerous languages. We're going to make mistakes. Even if we get better, there will always be mistakes. But we're hoping to learn from those and to make ourselves better and to catch cases like Tim's or others where we clearly may have made an error. And I'm open to having those discussions. I'm sorry, Tim, familiar with your specific cases, but I'd love to follow up with you and really try to understand.
But I
Do you want to see the
Absolutely.
tweet?
We definitely can pull that up.
So it's bit.ly/Antifa tweet, all lowercase.
This is also an evolution in prioritization as well. One of the things we've come to recently is we do need to prioritize these efforts, both in terms of policy, enforcement, how we're thinking about evolving them. One of the things that we want to focus on as number one is physical safety. And this leads you immediately to something like doxing. And right now, the only way we take action on a doxing case is if it's reported or not. What we want to move to is to be able to recognize those in real time, at least in the English language, recognize those in real time through our machine learning algorithms, and take the action before it has to be reported. So we're focused purely right now on going after doxing cases with our algorithms so that we can be proactive.
You know, I feel like I'm a black person in prison for weed, watching everybody else smoking weed. You know? Imagine that. You're in prison, you're a black guy, or maybe you're a white guy. White people are in jail too for this shit. But predominantly they went after black people. So there's a black guy in jail doing 20 years because he had a couple bags of weed on him a few times. And he's sitting in jail and he's just looking at the TV one night and he's like, People are like, oh, we're smoking weed. It's legal. Ha ha. And he's sitting there like, man, what the fuck? And, you know, I feel like that. Oh, we're doing all these great things at Twitter, and we're going to take down people that say they're going to dox and hurt people. Well, why am I banned for life? Still, I am banned for life. I don't understand it. And that's why nobody believes you. That's why nobody trusts you, believes you, because there's thousands and thousands of examples like me. What do I got, 60,000 subs on YouTube? I'm banned for life. Now, there's probably a couple tweets on my other accounts that you probably could have gotten that I would have been like, I guess, all right, I guess I see that. But we know for a fact that the tweet that did it was that one. And that was on the, it's just, I'm losing my mind at this point. I don't understand it. I may have the email still that comes saying the MTV thing or whatever, and I'm banned. I may have the email somewhere still for that. It's pathetic. I think this interview sucks still because, again, you need to have more people on like me, not just a guy who's mad about whatever. You need to have people on who are banned for stupid shit. And are you going to let people back on Twitter, or is this, no, we got to keep silencing all the people that don't agree with us so we can push our political agenda? It seems like that. It seems like there's some kind of agenda. 100%. And if you want to get rid of that, you need to fix this shit for everybody. I mean, who cares in the end? I think Twitter's going to die eventually soon because people are just going to be sick of this and leave it, just like they already are. I have to go on other websites, and now they demonize those websites as racist websites. So now I have to be on there where people say that if you're on there, you're a racist. I'm not a racist. But I'm on there because I have to be. So you forced me off of Twitter because you're assholes, and now I have to go to this other site, and now you're saying I'm a racist for being on the other site. Well, what should I do? Do you want me to kill myself? Is that the point? Like, is that where this ends? Like, okay, we got you off of Twitter. Now you're over there. Well, now that's a racist website. You're a racist now. Oh, PayPal finds out. Oh, this guy's on a racist website. You must be a racist. Well, we're not working with racists. Your PayPal's done. You can't use PayPal anymore. You can't use this anymore. You can't use that anymore. You can't use MasterCard anymore. You can't sell T-shirts. You can't have a show. You can't have ads. You can't have this. You're not a person. Kill yourself! Kill yourself! We want you to kill yourself! We want you dead! We want you gone! You don't agree with us 100%! We want you dead! We want fuckers that will agree with everything we want them to agree with! We want you to fall in line and believe what we believe, you fucking robot! That's what they want. That's what they fucking want! Should I kill myself? You want me to kill myself, don't you? You want Alex Jones to kill himself! Even if Alex is a piece of shit, you want him dead. You want me dead. You want several other people dead. You want everybody who don't believe in you dead. I used to vote liberal. I don't anymore because you want me dead. You want everybody dead. And you know it. You know it. That's the thing, is they know it. They got to come out and say, well, you know, we just don't want people taking away people's voices. When literally you are taking away people's voices. You take away people's voices and then you kill them. Because that's where it goes. Voice online, taken away. Go to get a job, your online shit comes up, you no job. No job, no online, no background, no MasterCard, no Visa, no working at Wendy's, nothing. You are nothing. Become a homeless person and walk down the street and get beaten. Become a homeless person. You will not have a job. You will not have a thought. You will do what we say. And that's what this all leads to. You put the keys to the car in the hands of the mobs that flag people's stuff on Twitter to get them taken off of Twitter because they don't agree with them. You give power to scumbags. You give power to angry, bitchy hate mobs is what you do. Whether it's on the left, the right, the middle, the up, the down, you give power to people that want to silence other people. Yet you say your goal is the opposite of that, but you are incorrect. You straight up support that. How do I know this? Because I'm banned on Twitter for life for saying MTV hates white people. I watched people below that comment say, MTV doesn't hate white people, dude. Just kill yourself. That guy's not banned. You can literally go look at the responses on that thread if it's still up somewhere. I don't even know. People threaten my life for a joke. Some people wrote, yeah, sure, you cracker fucking asshole or whatever. Nobody's banned. But I am banned for life. But in the end, it's just Twitter. But I think it goes a lot deeper than that, and that's the problem. And you know it goes deeper than that. But anyway, I hope Twitter closes down at this point. These people won't listen to me. They won't listen to anybody. Except for Joe Rogan, who's the whole thing's rigged anyway over there, I feel like. And that's about it. You're not going to convince anybody otherwise when you have these type of examples and you don't do anything about them. We'll consider this and that. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm still banned for life. I can never have a Twitter. Imagine what's next. Like, I can never have a phone line. I can never have a cable. I can never have TV. I can't have a MasterCard. I can't have credit. I can't have a bank. A bank won't work with me. Like, what's next for everybody? Because that's happening to other people. That is happening. And it starts with stuff like this. That's my thought. Hope you guys liked the video. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Leave your thoughts down below. I won't ban you. And we'll have a big discussion of stuff. What do you think about Twitter and this bullshit? Leave a comment, leave a sub, leave a like, dislike, love, hate, whatever it is. My name is Joe Cronin. This is youtube.com/corruptedpodcast, the Corrupted Podcast YouTube channel. You can hear the Corrupted Podcast on the Patreon, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show every single weekend and everything else. We just try to make people laugh, but sometimes it gets a little too real, I guess. We'll see you guys later.